All right, you're watching the Power Hour. Today, we're diving into a question that has fascinated humans for centuries. Are aliens real? From sci fi novels to blockbuster movies, the idea of extraterrestrial life has captured our imaginations. But is there any truth behind the stories? I'm your host, DJ Larry Jones, along with my co host, Tiffany Lee Gaston. Tiffany, are aliens real?
Hey, I can't say they're not, so I've got to be open-minded to it. What say?
Yes. I think they're real. I believe in aliens. I believe there's this other life form out there other than us. You know, I mean,
Other than us? How do
other
you
than us.
how do you know I'm not one?
Perhaps you are. Perhaps we both are.
Always felt a little bit Pleiadian if I've been parent with you. I don't know. We need to get into that conversation. But first, are you sore this week? How's the training?
No. So here's the thing. I didn't make it to the gym.
I'm your new accountability partner.
I know. I didn't make it.
What happened?
I ate the wrong things, right? I sat down and I had something to eat, and it was more than just something to eat. I kind of overdid it, and it shot my blood pressure up,
Oh,
and I felt like crap. So I didn't make it to the gym. I was kind of out of it for about 3 or 4 days, and I'm just coming back to myself. So that's what happened with me. No gym,
well,
I'll get back in there. I'll definitely get back in there.
can't actually yell at you because my daughter last night brought me not a family size, but like a value size bag of peanut M&Ms, and I tackled the whole thing. So it's not my finest hour, but shit happens.
Yeah, it does. Now I'm a sucker for some M&M peanuts. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I have to tell you because, maybe they're not the healthiest thing, but it's a vice, right? Like anything else. So there's a brand called Unreal, and they have like, I guess, a dupe for a peanut M&M, but like they don't use dye and crap like that. It's
Right.
actually like natural coloring. So you can feel slightly better when you indulge.
Really? I gotta
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah, but they're so delicious. But I'm going to tell you, fine folks at Unreal, you may as well put the entire serving calorie portion, whatever, for the bag because this girl takes down the whole bag. I can't help it. If you break the seal, I'm going the distance. I have will
Wow.
touch it. But if I start, we got problems.
I
It's
definitely got to try it because I love some M&M peanuts. Absolutely love M&M peanuts.
know about it. Better luck next week. I've had a rough week as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Gym and everything. Sometimes you have to give a little grace there. The
yeah.
days play out like I think if you don't tackle it early and then your eating gets out of control, then you're really going to be screwed.
But I see you doing your thing, your handstands.
That's right. And today I'm business up top and party below because I'm going to train with my handstand coach when I'm done. I am loving my new program. So my training looks a lot different right now. I do lift weights, but mostly I'm lifting my body weight as I climb up the pole and hang like a bat. So it looks different, but I think fitness has to look however it caters to your lifestyle.
Right.
So
Speaking of climbing the pole, we got a challenge that we're gonna throw out there later on. And I'm gonna challenge you to a few things. But yeah, we'll talk about that.
okay. And I'm still sort of a novice, amateur, newbie, if you will. Like a year and a half in, under 2 years, and I'm still learning a lot. So,
It looks
but
like you got it.
much experience.
Yeah.
So I need to teach you a few tricks.
It looks like you got it down packed. Now, are aliens real? Do you believe we'll ever have a definite answer?
I think we're getting closer. And I don't know if I agree that we don't have good footage like we've spoken about. I think we do. And I think it might be being withheld from us. How about them apples?
Probably so. Probably so. You know what? Just to further prove my point that we left off with last week about not having good footage with all of this modern technology, I want to get into a clip real quick. All right.
It was the streak seen across the sky where a family called 911 claiming to see aliens in their backyard.
Watch out! Oh! It's the doorbell camera video that's raising a lot of questions. A man walks out of a house, and in an instant, he's beamed up to outer space.
It's the story that's gathered worldwide attention.
I swear to God, this is not a joke. They look like aliens to us. Big eyes. They have big eyes.
Go! No! Run!
You believe you saw something that wasn't from this planet?
I believe I saw something, yeah.
Now, why was that? Interesting clips, interesting, but so grainy. I mean, for crying out loud, this is 2024. My cell phone has beautiful quality. Your explanation.
So in my opinion, I agree with you. Like you step outside, you're on camera anywhere anymore, right? So that said, I think when we capture things, the camera isn't exactly capable like of infrared, heat signature, thermal technology. I think these things are interdimensional, if that makes sense. I think they're moving through dimensions in a way that unless we're vibrating on the same frequency, we do not see it.
Right.
I don't know if that makes any sense. That's my theory. I'm sticking to.
I can see that. I can see that being possible, but I don't know. Like I said,
like you can't necessarily see an entity, an orb, an energy unless it wants you to. That's what I think.
I follow you.
On here. We need, maybe that's a future episode. Would you have the nerve, I don't know if I do, to stay overnight in a century-plus-old haunted building to capture proof for people?
I don't think I would do it. I don't think I have the cojones to do it.
I don't honestly think I do either. So I do talk a good game though. But if Ghost Hunters wants to put something together, maybe we can talk about this. I don't know. That's always intrigued me since I was small.
That's interesting. I actually have a ghost story, but I want to say this first. Now, here's a question that I want to ask you. If the government, right? If the government decided to just say, you know what, I'm going to tell the world everything, the truth, everything what's going on, and just opened up and gave us all of the answers to all of the questions we've ever wanted to know, would you want to know? And if you did want to know, what would you do with the answers?
There's the rub. Okay, here's the problem with that. Because I've done some deep diving into some things that haven't sat properly on my soul. And I will share with you that what you find is now yours for the keeping. A lot of people can't necessarily wrap their minds around some of the realities that exist out there because we don't have a like image in our mind to associate it with. Therefore, it does not exist. When you start to bend your mind a little bit more and be more open to possibility, so many otherworldly things make good solid sense. And we have quantum physics and we have explanation for energy and a lot of things that I don't even have my elevator speech ready for to tell you about. But why not? Like, I think I'd want to know, but sometimes ignorance really is bliss, right, Larry?
Yeah, I don't think I would want to know because I don't know. I think I would be afraid. Because it's some serious stuff that they know that we don't know. The little bit we do know is scary enough. So imagine if they told us the truth about everything. I think we would walk around in total fear.
I do think that as a society, in order to remain in some sort of control or keep everything flowing properly, you can't freak the mass population out with things. Right. But also conversely, you can, and they do. By design. I won't bring up another topic in this moment, right. But I do think it exists. I think they're only starting to trickle out more. So much evidence on this exists. I mean, and so many more sightings. It doesn't make sense that it's not real. I don't really know what we would do with it, but do you feel that they are malignant? I don't think their intention is to be harmful.
I don't think so either. I was reading a story on alien abductions, right? I don't know if there's been any in the past few years or whatever, But the one I've come across was one of the most famous cases is the Barney and Betty Hill abduction in 1961. There was a couple claimed to have been taken aboard a spacecraft and examined by aliens. I mean, it's quite a few of those stories going around. Now, I haven't heard of any abductions in, like I said, the past few years or anything like that, but I don't think they mean harm.
Well, and those people get written off as crazy, and it's, and also they're shamed or they don't come forward. And also, I think these days now the military is not penalized like they once were for sharing what they've experienced. So I think a lot more of this is coming forward. I don't know. At least this is in my research that I've come across.
Yeah. Or made to be quiet. They have made to be quiet.
I mean, I don't personally think that they mean harm. I think they observe an awful lot of harm that we are self-generating, and probably in my small mind, I think they want to save us from ourselves. I mean, I like to believe in the possibility of that. I see a society that is like so divided, and I see that maybe they're like, they need help down there. I feel like we're mere ants in an ant farm in the reality of things. I've never really felt so small.
Right.
So I think it's real. I'm sticking.
No, yeah, so am I. I believe so too, and I believe they don't mean any harm. Moving on to paranormal activities.
Yes.
You mentioned ghost stories. I have one.
Experience? You do? Please share. I'm so sad.
Okay, let's. I'm gonna get into it. Here's the thing. Grew up in New York City. Everybody knows that. Everybody watching should know that. We were young. My brother and I. We were pretty young, and This is gonna sound so strange. We went to sleep at night. We were going to bed. We shared the same room, huge room, 2 beds, whatever was in there, and huge closet. Every night, we would look over at the closet, and it would be a figure of a woman. She was like almost see-through, like a glow to her. It's very scary. There was no fan, mind you, in the room, but her gown was just flowing and blowing. There was no air in the room. And she would just watch us every night. Every night she would watch us and just scare the crap out of us. We would scream, and my dad would come busting in the room, and when he bust open the door, nothing was there. The lights go out in the bathroom. We look in the mirror, and it's 2 red eyes looking at us in the mirror.
No.
We screamed and screamed, and we're trying to get out of the bathroom, but the door wouldn't open. And my dad, again, bust open the door. As soon as they bust open the door, the lights come on. They thought we were in there clowning around.
That is so crazy. And it's like children are so much more tapped into that channel, I believe. And we all have intuition and the ability to see in the dark in that way. I think you saw a shadow figure of an energy that might have existed in that home or traveled with your family, like a grandparent, somebody. Like, did you ever connect the dots to whom that energy was?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think that's powerful. I think a lot of people probably have experiences to some degree that mirror that. And I think feel, like you said, crazy to share it. Are you afraid of the dark now? Because
no.
As an adult, oh my.
No, absolutely not. Because what we've learned dealing with that situation is that fear is what drives it. So once we've gotten older, we said, you know what, we're going to wait on this thing. We're going to stay up tonight. We're going to do this and that to it. And so we had all of this stuff, football helmets, baseball bats, and we sat there. And it got dark, and we sat there by the closet, and we had the bats and everything, and nothing ever happened. It never came back, never seen it again.
It's like facing it, like a lot of other things, facing it head on, having the courage. It's like you're fearful, but you had the courage to do it anyway. I think as a small child, that would be so wild, but also you experienced it so regularly. It's like you almost, when you lean into that more and you're open and curious to what it is trying to show you, it might not have been malevolent. Is that
or it could have just, It could have just been the alcohol I was consuming as a young child. Who knows?
Well, you were, oh, good grief. Don't tell people that.
Just joking. Just joking.
Our imagination.
Yeah, just joking, just joking. But yeah, so that do you have any stories? You haven't experienced anything?
No, I don't personally have a ghost story. I am now an avid meditator, and so through transcending dimensions, people think I'm crazy. I've understood that in 3D, this is nothing. This is what so much of us stress ourselves about every day, is what we see right in front of us, what we can achieve and what we can manifest in 5D. It's magnificent and it's faster, and it takes so much less effort than like working 15 hours a day to afford the house and the car and the whole thing. My point being, I forgot. The ADHD. Sorry, folks. Thanks. We'll be back next week. No. Take me back to where I started. I really just think that because I haven't had a personal experience with it, I've always been open to it, because from a spiritual perspective, mind you, meditation has allowed me to transcend this and go places in my mind that are more real than what I'm looking at out here. And in fact, I've had transcendental experiences where loved ones, my grandmother specifically on my mother's side, who all through my childhood I had such a divine connection to, I very much feel her presence with me as one of my spirit guides. I know she protects myself and my 3 children and anyone close to me. I know that she visits me often as a hummingbird. I know there's a hummingbird in the backyard that has come full speed ahead at my head multiples of times, trying to get my attention. And I know, like, when God winks at us in ways like that and we recognize it, it really is the other side. So I think it takes a lot of shape. But yes, energy, I believe we are all energy. So I think it very much lives in the fabric of the walls of everything. Such a great, fascinating topic, though.
It is. Yeah, we can take this a long way. I mean, there's so much we can talk about with this. Unfortunately, we're running out of time now. Before we go, flat Earth or round Earth?
Oh, boy.
Are you a flat earther or round earther?
I don't think I'm a flat earther. I don't really know. I that's not one that I've gone down the rabbit hole too much on. Right. There's some other topics that we can bring up next week too. I really don't know. What do you think? Flat?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll talk about it next week. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to touch that topic, to be honest.
I don't know if we want to rip that Band-Aid off. I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Some people have strong opinions about things like that. And I guess ultimately I don't. As long as the world keeps spinning, I'm good.
That's it. All right. You're watching the Power Hour right here. I'm your host, DJ Larry Jones, along with Tiffany Lee Gaston. You don't want to miss it next week right here on Soul TV.